So it was Collingwood victorious by 46 points, and naturally the scenes in the Collingwood dressing rooms after the game, they were very, very happy indeed. Our reporter at the match, Stephen Phillips.
Well, Carlton and Collingwood at VFL Park next Saturday, the great traditional rivals in VFL football. One man who helped Collingwood get into the first semi-final was centre man Jeff Rains, and Jeff, you must have been surprised at the way you ran away from Fitzroy after such a tough game all day.
Yeah, I suppose it was a little bit of a surprise, Stephen, but I thought at half-time that it was a very, very hard-fought game. I just thought if we could keep applying the pressure, we'd get on top, and as it worked out, we did.
You must have been surprised at the success of a couple of young fellows who we haven't seen much of.
Yes, well, not surprised, but, it's always hard in a final. I thought Ian McMullen handled himself very, very well. He shows a lot of skill. Mullane on the wing, he played very, very well, and, it's always nice to have these up-and-coming boys to come into the side.
As it turned out, it was handy having Wes Fellows on the bench. When he swung onto the ground, he took some of the sting out of Matt Rendell.
Yes, Matt was playing very well early, and he's playing that kick behind the game, and I think the instructions were for Wes to man up with him, and I thought Wes played very well on him after half-time.
Well, Jeff Rains was one of the best of field. It didn't come easy for another first gamer, Collingwood coach John CAHILL. John, you seemed to get the break a number of times during the game. They kept pegging you back. Did you feel that you'd finally get the break and run away with it?
No, I didn't feel that, Steve. In finals, you never know. The games are so tight and they can swing either way in 5 minutes. We were just hoping that if we persisted and we just bore at the body all day and kept running hard, that we may find them out. They've been on a high for 6 weeks, and we knew that we could play better than we did the last time we played them. So we just hung in and persisted, and eventually, some players came into the game. McMullen, Abernathy, the running players created, Nifty Shaw, Tony Shaw. So overall, I thought it was just the team started to get on top, and once they got the momentum up, it just steamrolled.
Lou Richard said before the game that he thought it was Collingwood's best-looking side for the year. You had a good balance of youth with some older players as well.
Yes, we did. We took a few punts, but it was calculated risk. We've been with the players all the year. We knew who could do what. And the seconds did well today, Steve, so, next week, who knows what we come up with.
Ian McMullen, a dream debut with 5 goals, but what about your debut in VFL finals?
Look, I was really nervous before. Nervous and a lot of pressure, because my first finals, I really wanted to win a finals over here and prove that we can coach in finals. Not that that's anything. I hope that I wouldn't have an ego problem that way, but I wanted to win for the players and for Collingwood and their supporters, and for myself, of course.
It was then announced the venues for the matches next weekend. Carlton to play Collingwood at VFL Park on Saturday, and the Sunday game at the MCG, a replay of last year's grand final, Hawthorn versus Essendon. However, insofar as Collingwood was concerned, that created quite a few problems. Stephen Phillips has that story.
The Magpies claim that the draw is unfair, and with me I've got Collingwood General Manager Peter BAHEN. Peter, you've already been to see Alan Arlott. In fact, you've just finished talking to him. What is the basis of your complaint?
Well, we don't believe that the side drawn to play next week on the Saturday should have played this Sunday. The other 2 sides in the other finals aren't affected in any way whatsoever. But to expect our boys to come up well after a big game like today, next Saturday, is just not satisfactory. There's too much involved in winning these finals, and the players must be at their absolute peak for their supporters. There's a lot of emotion involved, and they need that relaxation to bring them back to their top.
Simmons Big League is part of the 1984 Nissan VFL Premiership season.
A quick check on the goal kickers now. Bernie Quinlan finished the season with a very creditable tally of 105 goals. Lee Matthews got 6 yesterday for a season's tally so far of 70.